Hello, my beautiful family, JD4K. Hi, I'm just Desire for Knowledge on YouTube every Saturday at 3 o'clock. Please subscribe, like, and share. If you're new to this channel, welcome. I really enjoy everyone that has listened and participate on my lives. And this week is Legal Matters. Every end of the month, on a Saturday, I do Legal Matters. So I am not live today because I'm going to be out and about. And so I figured I'd just make sure I upload this in time. So I hope you all have a great weekend or are having one. This week on Legal Matters, I am speaking about Social Security income and the difference between that and Social Security disability insurances and Social Security pensions and also pensions. Because a lot of people are confused when they file applications. I've noticed that um, people that do that, and I don't even work for the Social Security, but they always ask me questions because I'm usually good at answering most questions, not all questions, because again, I have knowledge and experience. I'm not a professional in Social Security. I just have the background of legal behind me to be able to back myself up. I'm not an attorney and I'm not a judge. I work in those areas, and so being said, and I have the educational background. But coming to the point of everything I just mentioned, a lot of people struggle with the differences of Social Security income, SSI, and SSDI, which is disability, and regular Social Security pensions, and also the difference between those Social Security pensions and your pensions. So not everyone gets both. And I'll explain everything. This is going to be a quick, short one because I have events. And I hope you do too. While the summer is coming in, we hope it comes in really nice and warm and hot. I have things and places to go. I will be streaming those places that I do go for your view. And thank you, IAAH Radio. I wanted to say that. I'm sorry, I forgot. DJ 5 a.m. For having me streaming on broadcast on your radio channel. I appreciate that. Hello and welcome, IAAH Radio. And all those there, thank you for listening. All right, so on Legal Matters today is the differences between the Social Security benefits that they have so that other people will understand that I'm outside of nature. So please, if there's any noise, just understand it's all nature. As you can see, the background of these beautiful flowers that bloomed. All right, so a lot of people are having difficulties with knowing the differences when they apply, and sometimes they'll apply for the wrong benefit. You know, when you're disabled or you're ready to retire, you're confused, you're going to hire an attorney, most of you, for simple, basic stuff that may or may not need an attorney. No offense to my attorneys, but there are some basic steps you can take without even hiring an attorney. And those steps are for you to have knowledge of this information. All right. So basically, I'm going to start with SSI, and the meaning of SSI is Supplement Security Income, and that is for disabled children, adults, and even individuals who have little wages or no wages. They're disabled, blindness, or are 65 years and older are eligible for this benefit. Um, Under this SSI benefit, those who are there, the ones who are eligible are citizens of or nationals of the United States. So I'm not sure if they changed that rule yet, but you can go check that. I'm sure if you don't have your paperwork, you're not going to be able to get this. I think that's when they send you to a different part of the government to get help. But either way, we're talking about SSI now. Everyone thinks that SSI is welfare, but it is government funded just like welfare. Yes, it's mostly basically some people do work, but their wages aren't high enough to actually survive, and so they get supplement income. That's why it's called SSI. And then you have those that don't work at all. So those that don't work at all must have a disability or some reason, blindness, children underage that you can't feed or anything. It varies. So when you apply, you have to know which one of these to apply for. So again, if your income is low and you haven't worked the wages to the extent where it's satisfactory, you are eligible for SSI. Not saying that it's not enough, but some people get wages of minimum wage, and your rent is 15, 1600. Let's just say, hypothetically, you can't afford this. You would get this supplement check, SSI, and it provides cash benefits to low income individuals and those who are elderly, blind, or disabled with limited resources. All right, and with that, SSI also focuses on income and resources. They come generally from tax revenues of the taxpayers. So, yes, it's considered welfare if you do get SSI, and it doesn't mean that you're a welfare recipient. It's just that maybe sometimes you just don't have it at that time, or your wages aren't. You do work. Let's say you do work and your wages aren't making it. This is the supplement for that. We're going to move on to SSDI. SSDI is Social Security Disability Insurance. So when you're applying for these benefits you must have had worked. So there's the difference, SSI and SSDI. SSDI is disability income that you have already earned, worked, wages, and credits into the system, into Social Security from a job. Sorry about my voice. That's covered by Social Security, because not all employers covered. Some people don't even have Social Security tax taken out. If you don't have that taken out, think of a way to um, put money aside for yourselves for your future pensions or savings. But anyway, with that being said, some people aren't covered. Their employers don't cover Social Security. So to receive this benefit, your employer must be a part and participating in the into Social Security in their payroll. And you must meet all Social Security's strict requirements when getting the SSDI, which is a Social Security disability income. I have helped some people actually on these application process for this. It's not easy. I do have a few videos up, or maybe one, on how to simply apply without an attorney. It's step by step, layperson's terms. So I try to make it as basic as possible without all the legalese involved, meaning less legal terms, so that you can actually see the basics in it and see it and make it seem or look easy for yourself. It's like, those books that you get out there that says for dummies, but you're not really a dummy. It's basically basic steps. All right, and this is what I do here. So that is, Social Security does have strict requirements. You may need an attorney with that at some point, but if you go watch my other video, you'll understand what I mean, because I want to move forward with this. And hopefully that other video some time ago, just look under legal matters and look if you find it there, and maybe you can take those steps if you are applying or plan to apply because you're disabled or something happened to you and you cannot pay your bills. It does take a long time. Getting back into the subject now, Social Security disability provides benefits for workers mostly and their dependents who have paid into the Social Security system and have become disabled all of a sudden. You're working and all of a sudden something happens, whether it's at work or not. Sickness can take a toll, where you cannot work anymore. It varies with everyone. It requires Social Security disability um, benefits require a work history. So if you've worked 5 years, 4 years, 5 years, or whatever the case is, as long as you've worked, the more years you've put in, the higher your benefit will be. And so your work history is needed in that, um, and whatever has prevented you from working has to be proven to Social Security. They're going to want to see that proof. That's when I said there's a restriction They have very strict rules because they are going to want to know why can't you work? How come you can't work? And they'll even categorize um, what type of work. Can you sit down? Can you write? Even the most basic jobs before they give you your own benefit, which to me is like, really? I mean, we know there's fraud out there, but there's so many people being denied. And as I put in my video before, don't let them tell you no. But we'll move on. You can go check that video out for yourself. Again, like, share, and subscribe. I hope this is beneficial for you, my Legal Matters um, tapes. So those in need, whichever one you look at and it works for you, or if you're interested in, you just click on. You don't have to click on every Legal Matters. Some of them won't even be necessary for you, but there are other people out there that may need it. So please like, so the algorithms will get through YouTube for those that are actually in need of this message. Again, Social Security is based on your work history, and it's also funded by Social Security taxes. Those are the taxes that come out of your payroll and you put in through your payroll deductions. If that's not being happening, check out your pay stubs before you apply to see if you've ever paid into Social Security, or go on their website. I believe it's SSA.gov, because everything in government is .gov. Don't forget that. Or Google it. Google Social Security. All right, so I'm going to move on now. We did SSI, which is supplement Social Security supplement income, and we did SSDI, which is the disability of Social Security. I'm just giving the basics right now, but if you want more, let me know, and I will dig in deep and come back on another Legal Matters show to give you what you want. All right. So, and again, welcome to my Legal Matters show, which I put on monthly, every end of the month, the last Saturday of the month. Okay, so now we're on to Social Security retirement pensions, which is also very confusing, but we'll start here. So you can start at actually age 62 if you had paid into Social Security taxes for at least 10 years or more. All right, it's also a government program funded by payroll. All right, again, check your pay stubs, see if you're given into Social Security. That's the only way you're going to know you'll be able to, instead of being turned down, because you'll be turned down right away if you were never, if you've never given in to Social Security or SSI or Social Security retirement pensions, you'll be turned down. SSI is different, as I stated earlier. So if you haven't gotten in, put into the payroll with Social Security, go for SSI. All right, that would be your best bet. But starting at age 62, if you paid Social Security taxes for at least 10 years or more. It's a government program funded by payroll taxes and provides a monthly benefit to eligible workers and their families. So basically, from what I've heard, if your children are under the age of, I'm not sure if it's 18 or 21, you get a check and they get a check so that you can take care of them. So it supplements a whole, enough money to pay your bills. So check that out. I think the same thing with SSI. I believe your dependents also gets a check. I'm not sure about that though, so please check that out for yourselves, and then you will know. Well, next time I do a show, Legal Matters, maybe I'll come back with that answer for you, because I didn't think of that. But I'm sure, I know for a fact that Social Security retirement pensions, not the pensions, but Social Security DI, disability, I'm sorry, and the pensions do are funded and by the government payroll, and also when you pass away, you have beneficiaries for the pension part of Social Security, the retirement pension. The disability would be the one that you will be able to get an extra check. So say you have one child, two child, three children, three checks, you know? Oh, I'm going too fast because I have a lot to do. Um, and so with that being said, it is a benefit to that's eligible for workers and their families. Social Security and pensions are both retirement incomes, but are funded differently. So that makes a big difference when they're funded differently. One is by your payroll, and one is by Social Security taxes that you put in. All right? Pension is your payroll that you have done through your employer, but we'll get there. Individual incomes, individuals become eligible for Social Security retirement at 62 and can receive a full benefit amount if you wait until full retirement age. Some people cannot, so they won't, you know. Um, I've seen people as soon as they turn 62, they're running to Social Security. It's like that. I've heard and I've seen it. Some people, they don't want to. Like, I spoke to people at my job. They're elderly. Well, not elderly, but older. I know someone that's 70 and still working um, where I work. And the thing with that is they're waiting and they always talk about, well, I want the full benefit. I'm not sure if you have to wait until 70. Let's say you don't make it till 70. Nowadays, you'd be lucky to even make it to 65. So I would go for 62. Or if you're willing to wait for money and money is really important to you and you put that above all, then wait till 70 and hope you live through it. But if needed and you want to go and not work for anyone anymore, or just say, forget this, my pension is due from my employer and I could get Social Security, I'm out. That would be a smart move, but not everyone thinks like that. Some people, they strategically make moves to get the max as well. That's pretty smart, but nowadays we're not promised that we will get to 70. So that's up to you. And then here goes Social Security. Unless you have beneficiaries, they keep the money. So it sucks, but it is what it is, right? And so individuals become eligible for Social Security benefits at 62 and receive a full benefit amount. If you wait till full retirement, you get more. Now, it's actually you can get a full retirement is considered 65 actually, but with this new president, it has gone up to 67. I wouldn't be surprised within a year it'll be 70 or 80. So Social Security could keep our money. So it's up to you what you want to do. I would go at 62, everyone. Nothing is promised. You want to get what you put into the system because it belongs to you, not the government. And I'm going to say that every time because it's the truth. And oof, my voice. And it is based on a person's lifetime benefits. Yes, it is. Social Security disability is based on lifetime benefits of you pouring into the system and putting in your paycheck income, the Social Security tax income that is coming out of your check. That is the lifetime. So let's say you only worked a few years, then don't expect much. Once you did over 10 years, as you do your pensions, because minimum is 10 years, you should get something really good. I don't work for them. If you want to know, go on I think it's ssa.gov. And now we're going straight to pensions. So pensions. Thank you. I didn't even know that was there. All right, I have company. My moderator. Even though I'm not live, he makes sure that I'm taken care of. All right, so we're going to go on to pensions now. This is actually separate from Social Security. Some of us will get more than one check when retired, depending on what time you retire, when you retire. If you don't need to retire right away or disability, everyone has pensions. If you've worked a place and they made a plan for pensions, or you made a plan, but on your own, which is important. So everyone should do so. Maybe one day I'll talk about that. And so on the other hand, based on Social Security pensions, your pension plans are offered by your employer and provide a guaranteed income for retirement. So that's really important. Nothing else is guaranteed to you but that, actually, because you put it in. I believe Social Security is as well guaranteed, but only if you've put into it. And they're not trying to make us believe that, but it is your money. So to me, it better be guaranteed. Nobody should be using our money. Nobody should be sending it anywhere. The first people to get that money, yes, we want to help the poor, but they better have our share when the time comes. That's important to me. But this is guaranteed either way. This is guaranteed income for retirement, your pension. Usually they're defined as a benefit or a contribution plan. So you pick your plan, whatever you want to do. Your employer does that for you. You can add a 401k, or your job does that, or both. You have shares with it, or you don't do it because it's a risk, and sometimes people don't want to take risks. So it's up to you. It's your plan. They also provide a guaranteed retirement income benefit as well. Monthly payments, like I said, it's going to be more than one check. So you get two checks for this. Your Social Security pension at 62, if you choose to, and your pension, whatever time your pension retirement plan starts for you, depending on your tier. There's tiers 1 through, I think, 7 or 8 now. So, or some people don't have tiers. Whatever your plans are with your employer, you'll know. Thoroughly read your information given to you in your contracts so that you can see exactly what you're going to look forward to. Don't always go, I'm so young, I don't have to worry about that. Worry about it, because if you take care of the situation now, there won't be an issue later, and you won't say, oh my God, I wish I'd done that. So just do it. And it's also they are defined, I said, as benefit and contribution plans, like I just stated. They provide a guarantee retirement income benefit monthly, and benefits may depend on the specific plan and certain number of years of service you've done. Usually, like I said, it starts at 10. Most people have to retire at 10. Minimum, not retire, I'm sorry. Most people retirement, they vest. It's called vested. It starts at 10. Things are changing now, so I don't know about everybody else, but I'm in a tier where 10 years is the vesting, and you don't have to pay out anymore, and you still be fine. I think your employer still has to pay it out so that it grows. You can grow on the side with a 401k, a 401. There's different type of 401s. You can check them out. This show is not about that right now. And so if you check and do your research enough, you'll be able to know which 401k works to benefit you in your future and for your future. And no, you don't have to wait until you're over 50. I would do this in my 20s as I did when I started. I looked into everything. So this way, you're now vested. You know where your money's going, what you're going to do, instead of waiting for the last minute because you're so young. You're not going to be young all for the rest of your life. You too are going to be a senior citizen when the time comes, just like myself. So you want to prepare for that. And with that being said, I wanted to say that also that is also guaranteed regardless of any investment performances, unlike your your Social Security and all the other things that can take away stuff. I'm gonna check that out because I don't know if your investment performance. It depends on your position. Yeah, it does actually. There's no guarantee on that. If you're in a 401k, whether the stock goes up and down, so I believe that is incorrect. But I did some research and it says it is. Okay. Well, with that being said, we've done our homework and we'll know when we do our homework. I did my homework and I just realized that can't be true, because if you're putting in a 401k at high risk, um, and it's in your retirement, you're going to want to be sure that if it's with your employer, it's different. But if you do it on the side, then you're risking a lot on your pension. So please be careful with that one. Nothing is actually guaranteed, I should say, except that we are all going to get old and die. So that's not being funny. I'm just saying it's the truth. That's all we're guaranteed. But in the meantime, we can make the best of it and do what we need to do to supply ourselves, our families when we're not here, and when we are here. We can have a good, happy, and joyful and bountiful um, future retirement. And We shouldn't have to retire at an age someone gives us, a government, the matrix, or whoever. Retire when you choose to retire. Some places, like my job, you can retire at 55. You won't get the full benefits, but if you've done the years, you will get paid. Um, Social Security won't come in though, unless you're disabled and you can apply for that. But there's other areas of things that you can do if, God forbid, you're not well and you need to go right away. So this is why I chose to use this Legal Matters for this month as one of the most important ones of my Legal Matters shows, because we have to really sit down and think about our futures, our pensions, what we're going to do if we got sick, if we had to go to Social Security for disability, or even those that don't make enough money and need help. This can be an outlet for you. It's not going to be easy. I'm telling you, I have helped a lot of people. Most of them won their case. I say four out of four, three. If you followed the directions I've given you as a friend, or as because I don't give advice, I'm not an attorney, or you get an attorney, you should be fine. I just give constellations, I'm sorry, consultations, I'm sorry, so that you can actually see that from my experience, I have been able to see from what everyone else has gone through and failed, and help you to not do the same thing. So this is why I chose to do this topic this week for Know Your Truth. I'm sorry, for Legal Matters. And with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this part of Legal Matters. I will be back next week with Know Your Truth Real Talk next Saturday at 3. And if not, it'll be I'm out and about, but it will be something. So come join me, Judge Desire for Knowledge, and please like, share, and subscribe. All right? Here on Legal Matters with me, Judge Desire for Knowledge, where I bring the truth and nothing but the truth. Have a great weekend, y'all. Ciao.